Oh, what's up? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up? Hey, hello, hello, everybody. How you doing? It's been about 5 days since I've been on here for you. I apologize. I've deprived you. You know what I'm saying? I've deprived you of information. But no, man. It's just been a busy few days. A couple of things calculating, man. Just posted recently a little skit that I did. Went out to one of the local courts, shot some basketball real quick, man. Just shot some hoops up, man, individually by myself. One of the things that I did with this video um, was I just talked about a couple of points. I think one of the things that I also wanted to begin to showcase is the ability to just go out and just work on your game. I think that that's something that I want kids, young people to understand is that I think they follow in the crowd too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of kids go do things because somebody else is going to do things. We got to get our kids back into realizing how to just get out there and work on their game by themselves, even if they just go out to the court down the street, park down the street, or they got a hoop at their house in the driveway. Just get out there and work on your game. Honestly, I think that that's the best that you could do. Everything else adds on and is great. I love it. I gotta put disclaimers up. I've learned that in this field is that you gotta put disclaimers up, otherwise people take things personal. So I'm not personalizing um any negativities against trainers, coaches, or nothing like that. I'm just trying to implement things for young people to get better. And I think one of the things that makes them better players is to go work on their game themselves, by themselves. I'm serious, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just for 20, 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Go to a gym, go to the park, go in your driveway, just go where there's a hoop at and just work on your game, man. You know what I'm saying? Just try to do things because in the midst of the game, that when you're playing an organized, refereed, official game, the flow of the game, there's many points in the time where what a coach teaches you, what a trainer teaches you, what your mommy and your daddy teach you doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to ad lib, right? And this time frame, this moment of individual, almost self-seeking, soul searching, is where you learn how to work through those moments. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're working with trainers or coaches and they're teaching you, you know what I'm saying, your shot mechanics, or teaching you how to get to the get to your spots. What happens when you get to your spot and that defense comes there? You know what I'm saying? Because as the kids get older, that's one of the things I learned. As you get older as a kid, the defense get older too. You know what I'm saying? So when you get up to the high school level, the defense starts to become a very huge part of what you're doing, learning offensively. And not only that, once you get up to junior varsity level, that's when you really have like defensive specialists, guys that are literally, that's what they do. Their lockdown is what they do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to come with it at a different angle than just being robotic and doing what you learn. Now you got to ad lib, and I think that that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to help kids with the ad lib parts of it, hyping them up. You know what I'm saying? Realizing the true potential. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I mean. So my little coach's corner, man. I posted that today, man. Much love to everybody. That's all I'm doing, is sending out a little love to that basketball world. We talked a little bit about Julius Randle and his situation. Talked about him and just what I could do to make a good suggestion for him. And one of those things is just trying not to be um, um, so dedicated on looking for contact when you're playing basketball, right? On the offensive end, you can't always be looking for contact. Sometimes just go to the rack, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just get that shot up. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to get to the body of the defender so that you can get some kind of contact, even just to be comfortable making your shot, or even to get something drawn from the referees. I think a lot of kids, that's why a lot of guys, honestly, I think that's why a lot of guys throw up their hands. I think that's why you have a lot of throw up your hands moments, like, what you doing, ref? Where's the call at? Because they were expecting the call. The move that they were doing. For honestly, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I personally feel like when a player does like this, the player most of the time the player wasn't even looking for the shot. He wasn't even looking to make the shot. He was literally looking to be like, I'm finna draw a foul here, right? You know what I'm saying? And one of the big things that I was talking about in my thing was um, um, making sure you get to your shot. You know what I'm saying? Most people say making sure they get to your shot is like where you at on the floor, your favorite spot on the floor. I get that. Getting to your spot, that's getting to your spot. But me making sure you get to your shot is more important because you don't want the defense to make you change your shot. So if I like I was telling this before, if I shoot like this, I don't want somebody to come and defend me and make me shoot like this, right? Because that's not my shot. You know what I'm saying? Even if I gotta redirect my body, change my direction, you know what I'm saying? I'm still shooting the ball like that, right? And as long as you get into your shot, you got a better chance of making it through contact and hopefully getting the foul. But if you don't get the foul, it doesn't matter because you're still getting your shot off, right? The way you want. T-Wolves, man. Last night, first, let's give a shout out to Indiana. Holding it down, man. Indiana cold right now, man. Indiana is cold right now. They are feeling it right now. They are just everywhere, bro. Like they are just everywhere. They're like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've likened them similar to my 2026 boys that play, man. Like roaches, man. Like roaches, man. They everywhere, bro. They everywhere. When you think you got by one other one's right there. You know what I'm saying? And they're long, they're lengthy, they can help and recover a lot easier than most players can. Being that the fact that they're so tall, long, and agile and athletic makes them hard to deal with, man. They just be hitting shots, bro. They just be hitting shots all through the roster, man. They just be hitting shots. And New York just kind of, they'll have they have an answer for a second, and then Indiana come right back. You know what I'm saying? To put an 8-0 run on them. You know what I'm saying? And Indiana has more of those than New York, and it puts them in a situation they're in right now where New York is down 3-1, or one game to 3. Indiana got 3 wins right now, sitting on top. They sitting at the crib now, just you know what I'm saying, determining when they're gonna send them home. So, but I think I still got my bracket still got New York going. So, you know what I'm saying? And the sun shines on the dog's butt every day. So, you know what I'm saying? If New York can handle this next game, take it one game at a time, one win at a time, right? My boys are in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota, we're in the same situation tonight. It's a big, big game. One of the biggest games in the history of Minnesota right now. It is. It just is. And so, I really hope and that they get it together tonight. You know what I'm saying? I hope they get it together tonight, figure it out. They figured it out from last game. And my thing is too, I figured it out real easy. I figured out 2 things, man. I figured it out the last time before this last game. I said, um, um, Mike Conley and Julius Randle. Before the game that they won, I did a video stating the fact that because they had on that second game that they played, Julius Randle, Mike Conley had like 6 and 5. I think this last game, Julius Randle, Mike Conley had 6 and 5. You know what I'm saying? So, you look at that and you see that really, I mean, that's really the hugest thing that you can turn around. You only lose by 2 points. You know what I'm saying? You turn those 2 things around. Each one of those guys score 1 point. Julius Randle scores 2 extra points. Mike Conley scores 1. We win. Plain and simple, right? I mean, can it be all so simple? Yes, it could. I mean, for real. Like if you think about it like that, we only lost by 2 points, and 2 of our most important players didn't really contribute how they should. I think that's something that you can, point out, and that's something you can make a change to very easily. I think Julius Randle's situation is very easy to change. I think that he can get right back to how he was playing before. I think he's gotten back into that controlled aggression, where he's just trying to bully ball the whole time. I think bully ball is not going to work against OKC. They're smart. They're defensively smart. Smart defense is it's almost a lost art. You know what I'm saying? Because to play defense is one thing, but smart defense, having a high basketball IQ on the defensive end is very, very scarce right now because a lot of people don't understand how to play, um, you know, play mid lines. And then one of the things that I used to teach my son, he's one of the best defensive players in the state, right? I taught my son, hands out or hands up. The main reason why I teach this on defense is because there's these people on the court called referees. A lot of times kids, especially young kids, forget that there are these people on the court that are called referees. It's a part of the game. You got to play with it. It's a part of the game. They're not going to disappear ever, anytime in the history of this game, anytime in the future of this game. So you got to just deal with it, right? And the best way to deal with that as a defender is to understand that if the referee sees your hands, most of the time they have no reason to call a foul on you because they know you're not doing something in violation as far as fouling or grabbing or hooking or anything. I can't grab and foul you, or excuse me, I can't grab and hook you if my hands are here and here. And the referees, if you like that, the referees see that, right? And that's why I tell my son that if you ever watch him play, watch him. His hands will be out here, guy bumping all into him, falling down on the floor, and the referee calls a charge. And the kid's like, what the heck? Because his hands were out and his hands were up. They were not on you, right? So that's another thing that Julius Randle has to get used to, is that people that play defense like that, those smart IQ defenders, they're smart. And OKC is. They're long. You know what I'm saying? This is what I talked about in the beginning of the series before any of these conference playoffs started. I talked about these four teams. These four teams are hugely in line with what the market is in today's basketball world. That 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" player, long, athletic, can shoot threes, can dribble the ball, can get to the basket, can play defend. They can defend multiple positions. That's the guys that they're looking for. Like, that's the guys that they're infiltrating in the NBA. That's what they're looking for, right? And you know, across the board, all four teams have that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with Julius Randle, he's got to realize that these guys are his size and they're really pretty smart. So they're going to wall up, hands out, where they're in a position to where the referee probably is not going to call a foul. So he's got to get better at being like, okay, I'm just going to go head to the basket and get my shot. And there was a couple of times he did that in game 4. Nope, game 3. Game 3, the one we won. Game 3, when we won, watch it. If you think I'm lying, watch replays. Watch replays and watch Julius Randle. He was just getting to the basket. There was no looking for contact. There was no trying to go in and absorb contact. There was no forcing the action, forcing the contact. He was getting the ball. He got the ball, I think, one time at the free throw line, extended, boom, swung through, dribble, layup off the glass, right? There was no, let me go up in here and bang this guy and then go up. He went right to the basket. That's what he did in game 3. And that's why his production was way more better on the offensive end, because he wasn't just trying to find a guy and bang him, just to bang him. You know what I'm saying? He was just going right to the cup. I think one thing I want to do is give a shout out to the referees. For both series, man. The referees have been doing a great job. I think the last few games, the first game, the referees sucked for Minnesota and SGA. I ain't gonna say okay. See, I said SGA by itself. I think the referees were terrible in their first game, but ever since, I think the referees have been doing a great job. I think the referees have been doing a really good job on the Indiana-New York series, because, man, you know how that's a rivalry. That Indiana-New York is a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the things that really got me gassed about the Minnesota game is I saw when they went to the free throw line, I think it was like maybe 17 seconds. It had to be like 17 seconds, or it might have been like 7 minutes left in the second quarter, and they said SGA had his first foul. Who's coaching out here nowadays, bruh? Like, who's the coaches out here nowadays, bruh? I'm telling you right now, first 5 minutes of a quarter, if a dude is busting my ass the first 5 minutes of the quarter, I'm telling you, I'm telling my teammates, give me the rock. I'm finna go at this dude, and I'm finna force him to have to play some defense on me, and I'm gonna beast him in the paint every single time until the referee either calls something or I get 10 straight points on this dude, right? Make the man play some defense, bruh. If he gets 2 fouls at 7, if he got his second foul at 7 minutes in the second quarter, he'd have been sitting on the bench. That's the best defense you can play. That's the best. Who's coaching out here nowadays, people? Like, how do you not know that? Like, you should know that. If a guy is swirly, pearly, hitting everything, I'm talking about, as a matter of fact, he can just walk down, he can walk to the concession stand, just throw the ball and hit it. If he's hitting it like that, nigga, there's really nothing you can do at that time except for try to tire him out. And the best way to tire him out is to make him play defense. And not only that, make him be aggressive on defense to try to stop you. If you're aggressive enough going to the basket on him, he's gonna have to put his hands on you at some point in time. Put him in situations to where a referee has to call something. Because if the first and the second quarter he gets a lot of fouls, that's a lot of minutes of the game that we can play without him on the floor. That's a lot of minutes we can play without him on the floor. And that's one of the best defensive schemes that you can ever put in. Who's coaching these people out here, man? You know what I'm saying? Out of the 17 coaches y'all got, nobody said that. Nobody said, hey, man, look, SGA only got 1 foul, man, at 7 minutes in the second half, man. We need to do something about that. That's the type of dude I am. I be getting yelled at about stuff I be saying, but it be real life stuff. The dude only got 1 foul. He the best player. He should not only have 1 foul. The best player on the team should not only have 1 foul. That either means that the other team is putting him on somebody who's not a primary offensive person for us. They're hiding him. You know what I'm saying? Like they be doing with Luka. They put Luka on Gobert all the time, right? Now I'm talking a language you understand, right? So they put Luka on Gobert all the time. Why? So they can hide his lack of defensive abilities, right? You know what I'm saying? He's a liability on defense. Boom, we're going to use that, right? We'll do the same thing, not in the sense of the guy sucks at defense, but in the sense of, okay, we're going to make you play defense. So we put you in situations where you have to be aggressive on defense to the point where referee can see it and be like, foul, right? And if we get you with 2 of those before second half, before halftime, we're going to have you on the bench a lot. Right? Who's coaching these dudes out here, man? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but it's your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? That stuff I talk about, man. Talk about a little bit more in the coach's corner. You know what I'm saying? I'll get more graphic, get more detail about that. Posted that earlier today. So filmed it yesterday. But yeah, also the squad up, man. This is what I love about these teams, man. Like they squad up, man. These teams, all 4 of these teams are not just one person riding teams. Like they're just not riding on the backs of one person. Yes, they got their clutch guys. Every team has their clutch guy, man. That's what's so dope about all 4 of these teams. Every team has their clutch guy. You know what I'm saying? New York got Brunson, Indiana got Halliburton, you know SGA, you know who he with, and then you got you know what I'm saying, Ant-Man, right? So everyone has their clutch guy, but then everybody's got that one guy that can go off for a bitty if you need to. You know what I'm saying? You got New York got Towns and Bridges. Indiana got Turner, or Siakams. Or Siakams, you know what I'm saying? And then SGA got his boy Wills, you know what I'm saying? Or Chet, you know what I'm saying? And then Minnesota got your boy Randall. And then also, you know what I'm saying, we got a few guys that can do their thing too, man. Naz Reid, DiVincenzo, Alexander Walker, my guy. Yeah, you know who he is. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got a roster of guys that can produce for us also. So, and that's what I'm talking about as far as the squad up, because all these guys have what used to be referred as the others, right? Because they used to refer to that when you're talking about LeBron's team, talking about Jordan, all these guys' teams, and the others, right? Guys that weren't whatever. But these guys got guys that can go and contribute as starters on other teams. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the bench. You know what I mean? And that's dope, man, to have 4 teams that are like that, man. Really competitive, really, really, really competitive. So the squads, man, the squads are stepping up, man. For all teams. T Wolves, our squad, man, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta fill in and get these guys going. I mean, scoring wise, we doing our thing, man. We doing our thing. You guys are getting the buckets when we need to. We got to get those main guys going in the right direction too, because they're our catalysts. You know what I'm saying? And they need to be in the right space to get us to the promised land. So and that's really what it's all about, man. Gobert. You was doing your thing last night. Or excuse me, last game. You was doing your thing, man. Gobert, you know me, man. Hey, y'all know me, man. I go in on people, man. I don't hold back for nation, boy. You know what I'm saying? I go in on you, boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold my tongue for nobody. Gobert, you did your thing, man, last game. That's what I'm saying. So, like Julius Randle, Mike Conley, you got Gobert. You know what I'm saying? Who been labeled softy coffee. You know what I'm saying? Softy taffy. You know what I mean? He been labeled at that. But Gobert out here banging cats, dunking on fools, pushing fools out the way. That's what I'm talking about, right? And if he's doing that, come on, man, Mike Conley and Randall, man, y'all got to step y'all's up, man. You got Gobert doing that for us, man. Y'all got to kid it through too, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just be aware of that, Randall, man, that controlled aggression, figuring out, you know what I'm saying, how much you need to be pounding in, you know what I'm saying, and bully balling or just be a little bit more finesse. You know what I'm saying? I think a little bit more finesse at first, and then once we get down, you know, to those final minutes in the fourth, then you can start banging, you know what I'm saying, and making referees call something or not. Because sometimes they're not even gonna call nothing. You just bang, knocking nigga over, especially in the fourth quarter. The way they've been reffing nowadays, they've been just letting people go in the fourth, man. So that should be your time, man. Shit, you should be getting about 10, 12 in the fourth, Randall. The way the ref let them play. Another big issue was turnovers. Timberwolves. Turnovers, man. We turned the ball over too many times, man. Too many times just jumping in the air, it ain't there, and flanging it. You know what I'm saying? Jumping in the air, it ain't there, and flanging it. You know what I'm saying? No. No. Even who was that? Was that Reggie? I think it was no, it wasn't Reggie because he was doing the Indiana, but who was it? It was who was hosting ours? Shoot, I forgot who was hosting ours, but even the host even said, he was like, dude, you jumping in the air and passing it. We don't teach that. I swear, you think I'm lying? I heard the announcer, the host, watching the game, speaking this as the game is going on, said these exact words. You're jumping in the air to make a pass. We don't teach that. That's what he said. I think I'm lying. If y'all were paying attention during that game, you heard those words. We do not teach that. I've never teach that. As a matter of fact, I yell at my kids when they do it. I don't care what you say. I yell at them because we don't teach that. That's a horrible way to pass, right? And there was a few of those, man. There was a few of them in crunch times and times we were kind of running, making a comeback, and we get caught in the air and just fling that bad boy over to somebody in the white jersey, and then they down the court. So we got to stop that. Make sure we're making control passes, good passes, looking for each other, and getting to spots where you're open, man, and recognizing. Yeah, I mean, but that's really tonight's game is going to be different. I think it's going to be different, definitely. I think that the Timberwolves will come out hot. Um, I think that you guys got to put SGA on the floor, man. You got off the floor. You got to put him in situations defensively. I think that's the biggest thing, honestly, with everything that I've spoken about since this series has started. I think that's the biggest thing that you guys can do now is start to realize that you got to put that man on the floor, off the floor, man. You got to get him in situations where he's playing some defense. And another thing is you got to stop Will, man. Jay Will out here banging cats, bro. He out here banging cats, bro. You gotta stop that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Now he's feeling it. Now, and you know, he didn't came to Target Center, man. He felt our rims, bro. He feeling it, man. So you really gonna have to body him off, man, because when he gets the ball, I would say make him more of a creator, a shot creator. I think when he gets to his spot, he likes to dribble to his spot, dribble right to the rim, or he likes to pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, which means you got to be very quick and agile um, with how you're defending them. Be aggressive, close out, and contain. Um, that's a big word been used in our season this year. Containment. Just learning how to contain a guy and being right there next to his body. That'll make him have to shoot more contested jumpers because the more jumpers he get that are wide open, it's gonna be like shooting in a lake. It's like throwing a rock in a lake. That's what it was for him in SGA. We gotta slow that down, people. But yeah, be on the lookout for the show tonight. If it's not too late, I'll get on and talk about the game tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know, T Wolves, man, do your thing, man. It's all love. Minnesota, stand up. Be in that mug loud. I'm not gonna be there, I'm not gonna be present. But y'all be up in there and be loud, man. Be loud, loud, loud. Talk crazy if you got to, man. Some of that stuff be working, especially people that sit behind OKC bench, man. Talk about them. Talk about Chet mullet, man. Ask him why you got a goddamn mullet on his damn head. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I crack how I crack. You know what I'm saying? Everybody up for grabs. Everybody can get it, boy. You know what I'm saying? But one love, man, to the T-Wolves, man. I hope you guys win tonight. Back to my whole topic of today, real quick. Not going to stay on it too much. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it down to about, I'm already over 30. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, checking in, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, we talking about good men. We talking about good men. We talk about good men. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what I'm hearing a lot of is where are all the good men at? Right? The ladies are asking. The ladies are asking now. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking with you ladies, speaking for the guys, but I'm speaking with you ladies because I'm wondering too. You know what I'm saying? Like what if we ain't good men, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of homies, right? I got a lot of dudes, right? And what we've done is we've had conversations. You know what I'm saying? Men have conversations. We do open up to each other now. We have conversations. And what I've seen, what I've heard a lot is, you know what I'm saying? Like guys really going through situations with women in a sense like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff they go through is just like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we going through this? You know what I mean? And these be some good guys, bro. Like I've had guys that I know. And if I was to name any of these guys, throw their names out, people that know them would know what I'm talking about too. These are good guys, man, that have just been through some bad situations with women and leaving them like, what you know what I'm saying? Like, huh? You know what I'm saying? But like, hey, in the game, you know what I'm saying? I'm back in the game now, but still like, huh? You know, so it makes me wonder why and how, ladies, is that even a question? Like, where are all the good men at? Like, we're right here. You know what I'm saying? Unless y'all, you know what I'm saying? Unless y'all don't define us as good men. So that leads me to the question, what is a good man? Right? What is a good man? Right? Um, I hate to say it, but in today's society, if you listen to the music that's out now, if you watch the movies that are out now, the shows are out now, you look at social media, if you go by those things, a good man is somebody that provides you financial. Yeah, that was the list. Right. Social influences nowadays are specifically telling people, women in particular, that a good man is someone that provides financials. That's it. That's it. And the scariest thing about that is, ladies, y'all do what y'all do, even when you get a good man who provides financials, you leave him too. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? So what is the definition of a good man, ladies? Because I want to know, right? Because you can't as ladies do that to us. You can't, because there was a who was this? Was it Steve Harvey show, or was it was one of the show where the guy was talking about, where the lady was talking about, there's a store and has 6 floors on it, and on the first floor it has one level of man. He has a good job. um and then you go, and then the ladies want to go up one, so they went to level 2. He had a good job and he was cute. They said, no, I want to go further, so he had a good job, he was a good parent. Wanted to go further, go to the next level. He had a good job, he was cute, he was a good parent, he made millions of dollars, and they wanted to go up further. And then by the time they reached number 6, there was no number 6. It was just an experiment to show that no matter what, you're unhappy anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? But basically, I only brought that up to just to kind of show that, really, ladies, what is your definition of a good man? Like, really? I mean, because it changes all the time. There's new stuff that you add and stuff, and it's difficult to find a good man when you're altering the definitions of what a good man is, right? And to me, you know what I'm saying? I want to help the ladies out a little bit and give you a definition, a little clarification on what a good man is. I think the number one thing that makes a man a good man is communication. I think that oversees anything that a man can do for you, anything a man can do for you, anything a man can get you, anything a man can give you, and anything a man can provide you. Nothing more than communication. I think that's the biggest thing. If you have a man that communicates, you have a good man, because the communication is going to lead to, is going to branch out to everything else, to all the other categories that are there, right? I think communication is the bottom. And that's the thing about me. I always break it down to the common denominator. And I think the common denominator, which that word common, these are things we're going to talk about on more of my shows, but that thing common is not common in the world no more. You know what I'm saying? So I break it down to the common denominator. I think the common denominator in most situations and relationships where good people want to be in good relationships with good people is communication. So therefore, ladies, if you have a man that communicates with you off the jump, you have a good man, because the communication can solve any of the other problems, right? There we go. So, but we'll branch out. I'll throw some other things out there as a good man. I think a good man is a man that provides. You see how I stopped at provide. I didn't say provide financially, right? Because provision is not financial based. It's part of it, but it's not financial based. And the reason why is because provision started with Adam and Eve, and money didn't start with Adam and Eve. So provision started with Adam and Eve before money started, and that means provision does not only include money, ladies. And if you're leaving men that have a lot of money, if you're still divorcing men that have a lot of money, then providing financially probably is not high on that list, right? But provision, I think providing, communication, providing is one of the best things that a man can do for his woman. She has to understand that she can come to her man for anything. And you know, that's a huge thing in relationships. And this is to the fellas too, man. Some of the stuff I'm throwing out here, man, to some guys that don't know that, I think this is to you guys also as well. I think another thing that makes a man a good man is protection, providing protection, right? I've said this, and I've had talks with my girl about this too. You know what I'm saying? Like, ladies don't understand that when a man steps into his role as a partner from the moment that you go on your first date, he's doing his role as a man on the first date. Like, straight up, he's providing protection for you. And what I mean by that is, I had to break down to my woman. What I mean by that is, if you go out to the nightclub with your girls, it's 5 girls that go out to a nightclub together, and you guys walk in the club, what's most likely going to happen? Guys are going to talk to you, stop you, grab you, touch you, wink at you, holler at you, try to get you a drink. They're going to try to do a whole bunch of things, right? What happens if you walk into that same nightclub with your hand in your man's arm? and you walk through that nightclub. Are all those things that I just described going to happen? Probably not, because that man is automatically, just off nature, providing protection. You walk in there with me, nigga ain't gonna say nothing to you unless I go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Or unless I leave you alone for a little bit. He might sneak over and try to holler at you, but he ain't gonna do it in my face. You know what I'm saying? That's on God, right? Because that's how men are. We automatically provide that protection automatically. And that's on the first date, right? So if you go on a first, if you go to Applebee's sitting there with your girlfriend, you're more susceptible to be hit on than if you were sitting at Applebee's with your man, right? Or on a first date with a man. He ain't even got to be your man. They don't even know if you're your man or not. You're just sitting there with him. We provide protection. I think one of the biggest things also in a good man is fatherhood. This the main reason why I put being a good father down after all these other things, which it should be one of the highest things, is because not every man is a father, right? Not every man has taken that step to go into fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? So I had to put it down a little bit lower because of the fact that the number of men that are fathers is not overseeing the men that are single, the men that have not been fathered, young men that have not even gotten involved in those type of activities to become fathers yet. But they got to understand that that is a part of being a good man also, is that if you are having children, if you have children, you're taking care of those children. I think a lot of times if women are seeking out men, they meet a man and he's like, yeah, you know, I got to go take my kids to whatever on Saturday. I won't be able to meet up with you. Maybe I can meet up with you on Sunday. That man just literally just said he's a good man in his sentence. He just told you I take care of my kids. You know what I'm saying? And those honestly, for real, are the main basics to being a good man. I think everything else falls into play. Hard work, hustler, being a hustler, all that kind of stuff. Determination, being strong, you know what I'm saying, working out, you know, all those attributes and stuff and characters can go into it also. But I think those 4 things I just listed are the main things, me personally, I think are the biggest criteria of being a good man, right? So ladies, if you have somebody that provides those type of things, you might want to keep them. You know what I'm saying? You might want to cut out the red flags because he hustles so much, he's gone a lot, or he can't answer his phone all the time because he's at work all the time. You might want to say, let me get off of that because he does provide protection. He does provide for me. He is a good father, and he communicates with me. You see how I just listed those 4 things? What is there to complain about if you have all 4 of those things, right? Right. So to me, that's the ideas of having a good man, ladies. That's the type of things, the 4 things you want to look for. Everything else is things you just got to, they may be nuances or just annoyances or whatever like that you have to just maybe get over or whatever. But those 4 things, if you have those 4 things, I mean, take a look at communication, right? Let's say ladies talk about they hate cheaters and liars, right? Those are the 2 biggest things that you guys hate. Communication takes those away, right? Because a cheater ain't gonna lie, or excuse me, a guy that communicates is not gonna lie to you, right? A guy that communicates is not gonna cheat on you, right? A guy that even polygamy guys, they're not cheating, they're talking and having these conversations, right? So the communication is huge. So and you know, it's not just to the ladies either. You know what I'm saying? This is to the kings too, man. This is to my guys, man. This, you know, you guys got to know what these ladies deserve. You know what I'm saying? And that's the stuff that they deserve for real, just off jump, right? And like how I listed it for them to know, those are the things that ladies off jump. My girl, when I met her, when we first went on our first date, we met. She drove separately. I drove. We met. Whatever. Blase skipping. The first good man move that I gave her was when we left. I walked her to her car and I opened her door for her. I don't know who this lady is. I have no idea who this lady is. But just off jump, I'm walking to your car. That's protection. I paid for the dinner. That's provision. We're sitting there talking and getting to know each other. That's communication. And I have children. I coach. So I take care of kids. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I gave her a good man from the jump. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But everything else falls into play and around that. But yeah, this is for the kings. Like I said, it's for the kings too. Because guys, you got to know that, man. You got to know that those are the things that they deserve. And why I say it like that is because check it out. Let's say, let's just say hypothetically, the situation between me and my girl didn't work out, right? And I gave her all those things on the first date. I gave her, I told you, the communication, I gave her the provision, I gave her the protection, and I'm a good father, right? So I gave her those things immediately, right? What's happening to a lot of men and women is when they do that and it doesn't work out, they say, I'm not doing it for the next one. No, kings, no, they deserve that all the time. So if it doesn't work out with that person, okay, the next person you go out with, you still got to do those things. You still got to pay for the first date because it's a rule to me that men pay for the first date no matter what. Whatever you communicate with after that is between the people that are dating. But that first date should always be paid for by the male, by the man. Protection, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that they get to their car, you know what I'm saying? The next date after that, you have the next date after that, or that doesn't work out to the next person that you go on a date with, right? You got to provide a car. And then just being a good father, you know what I'm saying? Speak where you want people, where you want the best of somebody, where you want, you know what I'm saying? And showcasing that, either explaining that to them or just showing that in your character around the world when you're outside in the world, where you're not being demeaning people or talking down about people or, making it look like you don't care about nobody else but yourself. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, when you take care of kids, you learn to care about other people, and it comes out in your character when you've done that. That's why you can always tell, because people tell you, that's why you can always tell if somebody's has kid or has kids or hasn't had kids, because you can kind of tell with the way they saying something. You be like, do you have any kids? They be like, no. Figured that. That's why you think that. That's why you think that. That's why you think life is amazing and beautiful and it's the greatest world on the planet. You ain't got no kids. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell. So it comes out in your character. You know what I'm saying? And you got to realize too that preferences are a huge thing. You know, these things that I listed, these four things, I think they're the main things and for you ladies to find a good man. If you can find those four things, you got that. But you got to understand that people have preferences. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the biggest things in this world nowadays is the red flags and having reasons and excuses to leave relationships because of those preferences, right? But I think the preferences should have came in before you even got into the relationship with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You should have been able to notice something that did not that conflicted with your preference. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with preferences, man. I think a lot of women are shunning men on having preferences when women have preferences all the time. I mean, look at how I just gave you four reasons for having a good man, but I guarantee you ask a woman, they're gonna have about 35 things that they look for that they say a good man does. You know what I'm saying? And those are preferences. Those are not what a good man is. Those are just preferences. And there's nothing wrong with preferences. Nothing wrong at all. I think there's something wrong with demonizing men having preferences. I think that's a huge thing that's going on in our culture now, is that women are demeaning men that have preferences, that are saying that they don't want to date this type of person, they would never date this that type of person, stay away from this type of person, this type of woman. If they do this, they would. And women don't like that. Women don't like that. They've been doing that for a long, long time, and now men are coming out and saying that to other men: be on the lookout for this, don't do this, don't date that. Which is ironic because women have been doing that to their sons since the dawn of time. Women that have sons are always telling their sons, stay away from this, stay away from that type of woman. Why is that? I've seen this on a podcast before. Let me know what woman in the world, let me know. Please put a post up here, put a comment. Put a comment. Somebody put a comment that tells me that you as a woman tell your son to make sure that he gives all his money to his woman. Make sure that he does everything she says and don't say anything back. Make sure that he just allows her to do whatever she wants to do and don't try to control her. Don't tell her what to wear. Don't tell her when to come home. Let her do whatever she wants to do. Ladies, show me that. Women don't tell their sons that, which is the irony. And the whole reason why there's irony is because if women don't tell their sons that, why are women telling grown men this stuff? Why are grown women telling men that they're not men if they don't pay for all their bills, but they won't tell their sons to take all your money and give it to your girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? Why do you think women are running into men that don't do it? Because your counterparts, your people are raising us up and telling us not to do that. Telling us to stay away from women that want that. Hey man, look, don't shoot the messenger. Do not shoot the messenger. I'm just here telling you what I see. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But this is real talk, right? So you got to understand, man, having preferences does not make him a bad man. It doesn't. Matter of fact, I think it actually makes him more of a secure and more of a good man if they have preferences and boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And then when they get into relationships where they can keep someone, keep us being better by keeping us away from, stupid activities and things that may hurt our relationship. And one of the biggest preferences nowadays is men that have younger women. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the big ones that's going on right now, man. Bill Belichick, the ex-coach for the Patriots, New England Patriots ex-coach. He's over in North Carolina now. I think that's right. I think he's at North Carolina. But there's a big thing going on. They were saying that he was like his girlfriend, because she's younger than he is. I think he's like 73, and he's in his 70s, and she's like in her 20s or 30s or something like that. But it's huge difference. But they're saying like she comes around the facility with them and stuff like that. They say that she may be influencing his decisions with the program. There's all kind of stuff coming out about it, right? But it was just hilarious just to watch the stuff around it, the news and the media around, this guy, this grown man, 70-some years old, dating somebody that's 30, right? But that's his preference, man. And a lot of men are having that similar preference, and they're getting looked at like, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with them? But then you get to think about it, like, what's wrong with the women? You know what I'm saying? Because the women are the ones that are doing it. The women are the ones that are like, yo, I want to get an older guy. I can't lie, man. When I was young, I seen that too, man. I used to go places, man, and hang out, man. It's like a lot of things happen in the hood before they hit mainstream, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I remember back in the hood, man, you know what I'm saying? Girls used to be like, I go somewhere, you know what I mean? We go somewhere to a party or whatever, and I'd be with a couple of guys, as older guys, you know what I'm saying? And they you know what I'm saying? The girls in there flocking to the older dudes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm the young buck up in there like, whoa. Let me get some of these ladies, but the ladies, they all my age trying to go for the older dude. I'm like, man, next time I come here, I'm coming by myself. I'll come by myself, man. I ain't come with these old heads. These niggas stealing all the girls, man. But it's been going on a long time. But women, they like the older guys, you know what I'm saying? More stable, more determined, you know what I'm saying? More about their thing, more money, you know what I'm saying? More financially secure. The lure of being with a man that's already mentally where he needs to be at is part of the reason I think like women want to get with the older guys. And plus a lot of them want to get that meal ticket, you know what I'm saying? The older women want to get the younger women want to get with the older guy because they might get that meal ticket, you know what I'm saying? And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your preference, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna find some guys that fall for that stuff too. So you know what I'm saying? Don't slow up. You ain't got to. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody making you slow up. But don't get mad when men do it. Don't get mad when men do it too. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I think my last thing is a question for the ladies. And that question is, can you handle a good man? Right? Because I think what you got to understand is what comes with having a good man. What comes with having a guy with the 4 things. Think about this right here. The 4 things that I just gave you, right? Communication, right? Provision, protection, and being a good father, right? I gave you those 4 things. What comes with a man that can provide you good communication, protection, provision, and being a good father? What comes with that, right? Now, let's add in all the intangibles that y'all ladies add in. I gave you 4. But like I said, a lot of y'all probably got about 35, got red flags. What comes with it? What comes with that man? Are you prepared to handle what comes with that man? I've seen a lot of men who qualify for what a lot of ladies define as a good man, making 6 figures, being 6 foot tall. And this is the average. This has been talked about before. This is like this is a generalization, which means a lot more ladies in the world want these criteria than a lot than the ones that don't, right? 6 feet tall, 6 figures, longer than a 6-inch wang wang. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things in one person come with what type of characteristics? I think one of the biggest type of characteristics it comes with is players. More men want to be able to have multiple women when they have more of those things that you're asking about. Right now, the four things I gave you, you can find some guys, some good men who ain't looking to be polygamous. You know what I'm saying? They're looking to be monogamous. They're looking to be in relationships. They're looking to get married to one person. You can find a lot more men with just the four categories I gave you. Now, when you start adding in, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things the guys got to jump through to be with you. Now, what comes with those men? Can you handle it? Can you handle what comes with those men? And a lot of women can't. A lot of women slashing tires and all this kind of stuff because you ask for a man that does those kind of things you're looking for, and you got that kind of man and everything that comes with that kind of man. But you got to be ready for it. And there's nothing wrong with having preferences. I've said that before. Nothing wrong with anybody having preferences. You know what I'm saying? You should. I think it keeps people in line. So, you know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be back on. I'll be back on tonight after the game. Shouts out to everybody. Love. We're going to keep doing it like we're doing it, man. I'm going to keep talking my sports talk. I'm going to keep talking my love talk. I'm going to keep talking relationships. I'm going to keep talking about good people that want to be in good relationships with good people. And if you listen to it, blessings. If you don't, it wasn't meant for you. And I'm out. Much love to y'all, man. From the God, 800. This house. Yeah.